Okay, so we'll begin with our first form of meditation. I invite you to close your eyes, and we begin by tuning into the body, preparing the body to meditate. It's very good if the spine and the neck are pointing up toward the ceiling, feet flat on the ground. If we're taller, a cushion can really help to keep the hips above the knees. I always like to meditate with a cushion. We call this the royal posture or the majestic posture, which can really help to ensure that we don't get drowsy. And it can also really help if we would like to meditate for longer periods of time. Next step in the practice is to observe the everyday breath, tuning into the everyday breath as it is, observing the flow of air as it moves into the body and back out again. Feeling any qualities of the breath. Is it heavy? Is it light? Are we emphasizing the inhale or the exhale? Very often the everyday breath is quite shallow. Perhaps we've had a full day. So this is a time when we can deepen the breath. And that's really the next step in heart rhythm meditation is to allow the breath to deepen, relaxing into a full rhythmic belly breath. So I invite you to put one of your hands over the belly, feeling the belly button expand and contract. The full, soft belly breath brings more oxygen into the bloodstream. Feel-good chemicals are released into the body, and the nervous system is soothed. Today we'll be working with a water element. So for the water element practice, there's a corresponding breathing pattern, which is to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. A regular inhale through the nose, and then an exhale through the mouth that's emphasized like a long sigh or a soft sigh. We call this the water breath. Often brings a sensation of soothing. So I invite you to try that for a little bit. Continuing the steps of the basic practice for heart rhythm meditation. The only adjustment we're making is the breathing pattern of the water breath. I invite you to put your other hand over the heart. And so now the heart becomes the center of attention for our practice, for the remainder of the practice. The breath and the heart, and hopefully the heartbeat, they all work together in heart rhythm meditation. It may feel as though we're breathing in and out from the heart when we have our attention here. Just by placing our hand here, breathing deeply, feeling our heart, our physical heart, placing our attention there. Heart really loves this attention. Perhaps we have a sensation of the heartbeat, which is so wonderful to have as an anchor for meditation. Once it's reliable with every practice, it really becomes like our spiritual home, the heartbeat, always with us, always available through the swings and throws of life. The breath and the heartbeat are always there. Our theme today is love. Love. So I invite you to take that in and let's see what arises within us for this theme of love. So now we're going to move from the basic practice to something a little bit more advanced, which is the water element practice, tuning to the universal energies that represent the water element. And so fundamentally, this is a practice of the vertical dimension of the heart, where water pours down upon us from infinitely above. And so on the inhale, we feel the energy of the breath reach up above, lifting the heart up toward our infinite ideals, where we are no longer limited by this world of limitation, the dense earth. Instead, we reach up to the heavens, to the divine, on the inhale, infinitely above, beyond the stars, beyond all creation, above the cosmos, and beyond. And then on the exhale, we use the imagery of a waterfall or rain, where pure waters, pure divine waters of love, pour down upon us on the exhale, pouring down. The water element, like all four elements, is a purification practice. And the purification of water comes in the form of washing, purifying through water. And so let's begin with this. On every exhale, we can feel the water is pouring down, perhaps beginning with the crown and the top of the head, purifying and revivifying the mind and the head, all of those thoughts, all of those worries, all that we carry with us, with the mind, the ears, the eyes, purifying all of the senses in the head, the nose, the mouth, purifying our capacity to see, to hear, to smell, to taste. The waters pour down further, washing and purifying the throat, the seat of our voice, our capacity to speak our truth. Waters continue to pour down, seeping into where they're needed most, purifying with pure divine love our hearts, the chest, the shoulders, the arms, the hands, the elbows, the belly, and all of the all the primary organs of the body, purifying and revivifying our digestive system, purifying, revivifying our reproductive system, our muscles, our bones, our skin, purifying and revivifying the glutes, the spine, the legs, the knees, the feet. And then perhaps we feel so clear with this purification that the water is poured down even below us. And we share these waters of love with Mother Earth. pouring down to the core of the earth, connecting heaven to earth. Then we can focus on the inhale, where we reach up infinitely above. There's a real lifting here, a connection to these heavenly, divine, freeing energies above with every inhale, helping us get in touch with our ideals, who we would be in our most purest angelic form, without limitation, without boundary, who we are in the deepest depths of our being. And that lifting is very important with a water breath because it can get very intense. When the water is poured down into the heart, do you know the dark chambers of the heart have our greatest regrets, our greatest fears, which need that love, which need that divine love. And yet there's a balance to it. Sometimes it's important to come back up and lift on the inhale, the water breath, for some time. And then when we're ready to energize the heart again, to pour the waters down into the heart again, we emphasize the exhale. So it's kind of a dance. I invite you to check in where we are right now in comparison to the beginning of the practice as we bring the meditation to a close. Perhaps we notice we're in a different place just after a couple minutes practicing. invite you to feel the feet on the ground, feeling ourselves being held by the chair. If you like, you can wiggle your fingers and your toes. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes. All right, so I invite you to close your eyes. We'll be retracing the same steps as before, just moving a little bit more quickly. So we begin by adjusting the body, giving the body any necessary attention before we go into our practice. It's very good if the spine and the neck are pointing up toward the ceiling, the bottom of our hips against the chair. We usually put our palms on our lap. And then we'll move back into the water breathing pattern, breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. Breathing this kind of soothing breath, a water breath. And I invite you to put one of your hands over the belly again, feeling the belly expand and contract with the inhale and the exhale. And then we'll bring our attention to our hearts if we haven't done so already. I invite you to put the other hand over the heart. Placing our focus or attention on the physical heart. And if there's a sensation of the heartbeat, this is something we really want to cultivate in our meditations. Heartbeat and breath, heartbeat and breath. This style of meditation of feeling the heartbeat and the breath, so many wonderful and miraculous benefits. There was a recent study at Hershey Medical Center where there are some benefits even beyond exercise. So I hope you can take this with you and maybe practice at home sometimes. Just getting to this point, a deep, full belly breath and feeling our hearts. All right, and so then we'll continue beyond the basic practice, working with the water element. So just like before, on the inhale, breathing up the vertical dimension of the heart, up above, up to the stars and the cosmos and the angelic realms, toward our divine ideals, lifting the heart, lifting our being on the inhale. And then on the exhale, the waters pour down upon us. Pure love, pouring down into the heart, energizing the heart with every breath. Water element has so many beautiful qualities. It can be very powerful, like a great tidal wave. It can be very gentle. Do you know, like the morning dewdrops in the grass in the morning? And water seems to always find its way from the mountain tops down through streams and networks, circumventing all kinds of obstacles, gathering together into the great rivers, reaching its destination, the oceans, sooner or later. So in this way, this pure love pours upon down into us, down into the areas where it's needed most, softening with love the challenges of our past, the worries of the future. The water element practice can be used for many purposes. Forgiveness is definitely a classic water practice application. If someone's hurt us or we've hurt someone else, the water breath is a wonderful choice, the water element. Beauty is also an important theme of the water element. If we seek to become, more in touch with the beauty of the one being, ourselves, seek to create beauty in our lives, beauty is really a deep form of healing and mending. To restore beauty, to move toward the perfection of beauty is actually deep mending and healing of our being, to restore us back to our beautiful angelic form. Creation is also a big theme of the water breath. It's wonderful for artists and poets, creative projects, creating what we love in our lives. And then relationships, probably the most common application is for our relationships of any kind, whether it's with the animal kingdom, with our, pets or horses, etc. Um, our relationship with the one, and of course, relationships, romantic relationships, friendships. These are all family relationships with family. All of these are wonderful reasons to practice the water element. And one really wonderful way is to put a person's name on our heartbeat while we're doing the water element. Just repeating a person's first name on the heartbeat with a water breath. I do this practice almost every day. I have an 8-year-old son. Very often I do this for my 8-year-old son. It's such a beautiful practice, not just for the other person, but for ourselves. When we meditate for another, it just brings our meditations to a whole other level. So maybe you can experiment with that a little bit for the remainder of our practice. I'm going to put on a piece of music. We'll continue to meditate with a water breath to the music. It can be really wonderful to practice the music. I hope you enjoy. Thank you.